Hello, and welcome to the very first installment of Nook's Nook.
Well, his name is Nick, but they call him Nook, and he likes to talk about nerdy stuff at Nook's Nook.
I'll work on that. This is a new series I wanted to try out where I just kind of rap with you a little bit about some things that I'm really passionate about, some nerdy things that really appeal to me. I'm not an expert in these things by any means, but they're just things that inspire me and delight me, and probably do the same for you too, hopefully. For this first episode, I really want to focus on podcasting. It's something that's very near and dear to my heart and very relevant to what we're doing here at Cult 1440. So podcasting, for those of you who don't know, quick description, it's when a person screams at their microphone alone in a soundproof room and gets very, very upset at their neighbors for doing the laundry at that particular moment. It's an internet radio broadcast that has a wide variety of genres. It can be talk radio, it can be interviews, it can be audio dramas, it can be plays, it can be lectures, pretty much anything that the human voice can produce, you can make a podcast out of. My first exposure to podcasts was a few years ago when someone got me turned on to Welcome to Night Vale. I just decided to give it a try, and I just fell in love immediately. The thing about audio as a medium is that, you'd think it would be more restricting, that they can only hear your voice and the music, but that actually, that constraint, I feel, opens up a wide range of possibilities for creative storytelling and mood setting and getting across your emotions to the listener. Other podcasts I got turned on to very early on was Serial, real life kind of crime documentary. This reporter's investigating different murders and things that were kind of cold cases that kind of never got completely resolved. And then you got your humor podcasts. My personal favorite is My Brother and Me. It's three brothers. They do a comedy advice podcast. They're hilarious. You should definitely check them out. They also do one of my favorite Dungeons and Dragons actual play podcasts called The Adventure Zone, which, if you're a fan of Dungeons and Dragons, definitely check that one out. Also check out Critical Role. I know they have their YouTube video series, but they also do a podcast. And now that they have my endorsement, I'm sure they're just going to blow up as far as their subscriptions goes. So you're welcome, guys. And so, I've been listening to these podcasts for a really long time, and recently I've become inspired to make my own. My podcast is called Echoes of Exezar. It's a fantasy fiction podcast in the style of a narrative audio drama. I write the scripts, and I also do the voice of the main character, Claude Von Dare. Echoes of Exezar is about this man named Claude Von Dare who makes a pact with a supernatural being called a Fright, who gives him the power to save his loved ones, but at the cost of his memories of them. And then he pledges his service to this Fright as her agent, basically, and travels the world of this fantasy world, righting wrongs in her name, fighting other frights and spirits, and just basically doing all these different odd jobs for her. But slowly his memories start to come back, and he starts to question why he's doing this in the first place. It's on season 3 right now. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I do plan to be releasing a recap episode that kind of summarizes the events of seasons 1 and 2, so that new listeners can just kind of listen to that, get the gist of it, and then just jump right into season 3. Echoes of Exezar, you can find that on iTunes and SoundCloud, and I will also be uploading them very soon onto the Cult 1440 YouTube channel, so be on the lookout for that as well. In general, I just really love podcasting. I think it's a great acting challenge and a great writing challenge. I've always wanted to do some kind of voiceover type work, so this is great experience for that as well. I also really like the ability to just kind of do my own thing and have complete control over the creative process of this story, and I love the ability to release it in an episodic fashion. So yeah, if you haven't heard it yet, I would definitely recommend you give it a listen. And if you ever feel inspired to make your own podcast, I would definitely recommend giving that a try. All you need is a microphone and some kind of recording equipment or software. A lot of people download Audacity. That's a free software that you can use. I've downloaded it. I don't really know how to use it, so I just used GarageBand instead. But that works. That's been working for me. So that's it for me with podcasts. I just wanted to share that with you. If you also like podcasts, or if you got other podcasts to recommend, go ahead and leave it in the comments. And be sure to like and subscribe to Cult 1440. Thanks so much for listening. This has been Nook's Nook.
Well, his name is Nick, but they call him Nook, and he likes to talk about nerdy stuff at Nook's Nook.
Yeah, I'll definitely work on that.